Good morning, everybody. It is officially race day. I've got a 10-mile race this morning, and I haven't raced in at least a year. So I have no idea how it's going to go today. I really haven't done any long distance running either, but I'm just going to use this to challenge myself to get out there, run. There's water stations along this race, so it's really just a supported long run, but I'm hoping for some good views, and also just, you know, why not share the course in this race with you all while I'm out there. So I'm at the bagel store right now, going to grab a quick bagel, and I should get there with plenty of time to do a quick warm-up, check in, get the bib, and then we'll be off to the race. So yeah, stay tuned, and I hope this goes all right, and I hope I have some good things to share at the end. All right, I'm just warming up now, drinking some electrolytes, and looks like it's gonna be a little bit hilly and mostly grass or just smooth, like dirt and a couple of rocks and things. So we'll see how it goes, but I've only seen like a small quarter-mile part of the course warming up here. So see if I can attach myself to a group when we go and just hang on for the ride. But it's really nice, well organized so far. I would recommend this race, but it's the last time they're running it, so we'll have to find something else to recommend in the future. Also, absolutely love my EVO speed goats I have on right now. I wish they kept making them. These are getting a little beat up. Let's see if we're ready to start.
And the Monk Preserve of 1999 was like, wait, you can do a fundraising athletic event? Bald eagle, guys, look up. Siren, and when the timer hears the siren, he can start the clock.
About a mile left, at about 8.5 miles. My calves are cramping a little bit, but I think we're gonna make it. Doing pretty well overall, considering how much I've been running lately. Not a lot, so I'm happy with what's going on. Just gotta finish. everyone, just wanted to have a quick and casual chat before I end the video. I'm pretty cooked as far as my legs go. I didn't even get a chance to videotape the crossing of the finish line, which is something I usually like to do, and I don't see why most people wouldn't assume that that's something I would want to capture. But I went so fast. I think at the end there was like this one gradual downhill right up to the finish line, and there was two people that, like, right before it was sort of like flat to slightly uphill, and my legs were pretty shot. Like, my groin was cramping, my calves were cramping. So like anytime I was going uphill, I really just needed to walk. And, you know, I think in general overall that was like a strategy I took going into the race. I really haven't been running that long of distances for a while now, so, you know, 10 miles was sort of like unknown territory, especially if I was pushing myself a little bit. And I just was sort of going very slow on the uphills, and the people around me, like where I put myself in the starting pack, you know, there was no like corrals or anything like that. It really wasn't a big race, and I typically don't see that in some of the, you know, 300 competitor like trail and mountain race type things. So you kind of like self-sort yourself, and we did a good job with that. It was very slow in the beginning, but once everything spread out, the group I was with was also sort of like, you know, very slowly jogging up the hill / walking, which I also just think, you know, made my overall pace, like, I'm pretty happy with it, because I know that I walked some of those longer stretches. And the first 5 miles of the race were honestly very gradually uphill. So it was just nonstop that we were going up for quite a while. And then once I got into the trails and we were up, you know, in the woods, I really had no idea where we were going or where we were. The trail was very well marked, but I had never been there before. So I just sort of started running the downhills a little bit faster. I didn't know if there was going to be more uphill. And sure enough, there was like a huge climb again around like mile 7 maybe. So I think I had recorded like at mile 8.5 or something, which was getting closer to the finish line. Like, my calves were starting to cramp, but I knew like I was in decent shape to finish because we had to go downhill at some point. And we sure enough, you know, started to go down little by little. And yeah, there was that just long gradual finish, like downhill run to the finish line. People were cheering. And in that flat section just before that, like 2 guys around my age sort of passed me. So once we started going downhill and I saw them ahead, you know, I just used that in my head. I was like, oh, well, I'm going to catch them. And I looked down at my watch and I was running like 6-minute mile pace downhill. I knew that like I was fine. Like, my legs weren't going to give out, but it was pretty much just keep falling downhill fast, or you're going to trip. I would have just tripped and fell. It was going to be one of the two. So I was fine. I made it. I ended up looking like Garmin quickly before I hit like a 5:30 mile pace at the end, because I was just sprinting around the last corner to just try and pass the 2 people that were like 2 males that were in my age range or looked like they were around my age. So I ended up passing them and going flying across the finish line. So that's why I didn't end up recording it. I just sort of collapsed on the grass after that. And then I had a chance to gather myself, and, you know, they had some food, which I didn't even know was going to be a thing. So that was awesome. There was some chili, lots of sweets and snacks, Gatorade, water, everything at the finish line. So I'm kind of disappointed it's my first time running this race, because it is really well run. It was good, well put together. They are going to replace it with something else, I think. So, you know, this is the shirt. It's the last Pfalz Points, you know, 10-mile race. They've been doing it for a while. The guy was going through like the history of when it started back in the 90s. At the beginning with his little bullhorn, and, you know, it was really cool. They've been doing it for a long time, but they're just looking to change it up and try and get some more interest in a new race. So it's too bad, because it would have been nice to do it again, knowing the course. It's really unique. I mean, it's the closest like short trail race I've seen to like an ultra. Like, we ran through a golf course with people actively waiting for us all to pass by, and we were pretty spread out by that point. That was like mile 5, so people are golfing and we're like coming through the golf course. So it just reminds me of sort of like those big like ultras out in the trails sort of out west for me in the US, where, you know, you're just going from like city to city, town to town, and in a way like running through a golf course, even though it was only a 10-mile race, is like, you know, it's kind of funny that you put that as part of the course. But it's a great trail system. It's really well put together. Arrows on the ground everywhere, every possible turn. You know, in like flour, they put it on the ground the day before. So really well done. Got a shirt, you know, got the first quarter mile of like a pricker bush like smacked me in the arm. So that was fun. The first right away, I was like picking out the thorns that were now in my arm, and I was bleeding a little bit, but it was fine. You know, it's really not bad now. So
I got to wash up. I don't really know what else happened today. I was just, you know, pushing myself pretty hard at this point to do 10 miles. So a lot of fun, really happy with how it went, and glad that I raced some people to the finish line. And wherever I ended up, they didn't really have like a score board or like you know, they time it. The timing was really just done off the go, and then they start the clock, and then they only count when you finish compared to when they started the clock. So it's a little less technical and all that stuff. So I'm sure they posted online, and I'll have to check it out. But for now, I just, you know, was hanging out for a little bit, eating and drinking, and, you know, here I am back home. So I wasn't going to stick around all day. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, you know, just getting a chance to see me race again. For those of you who've been following for a long time. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye.